Hello there. Today I'm going to talk about ACP Planner. If you go to the ACP website, you're going to find a bunch of tutorials, and Planner is also there. By going through each of those tutorials, you will know quite a bit about Planner and how to use it. I'm not going to go into that much details, but I'm going to kind of talk about how I use Planner and also how I use it with an application called Megastar. Megastar was very popular and the developer continued working on it until the late 1990s. It's still available from William Bell Publishing. Like I said, it's a fairly inexpensive piece of software, and for the catalogs that are built into the um, application, it's just amazing. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get started. We do have MaximDL opened up as well because we need to be able to connect to it with Planner. So let's start. Okay, the first thing you want to do when you get into Planner is to go into, you can actually save the profile how you have it now, but it's up to you. Go into Preferences here, and you go ahead and enter some basic information. I already have my observatory name in here. You probably want to make this the same name as the observatory name in ACP. The other thing you want to set is, and this is up to you, again, it's only to tell you how long the plan is going to take. You can put in the camera download time, so like mine is 25 seconds here. My binning would be like 212 and so on. This image default is used so that when you create exposures and how many you want to do, it's just set as a default. For example, I'll put 6 here. I always do 6, and I always do 600 seconds, and I do bin. Now this is mainly for color, but it's up to you. Some other information here. Again, all this is available on the ACP website. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set a couple more options. What I do is I always autofocus at a planned start. I always do it before a target, and I'll do it every 40 minutes. Now you'll notice there's one here on filter change. We haven't checked the filters yet, so let's do that now. So we need to check this box for multiple filters. We get this little message, and we can actually type in the filtered names, and that works fine. They should be the same as what's in MaximDL. So the best thing to do is just go ahead and connect the camera to MaximDL and get it from Maxim itself. And once it does that, your filter names are in place. Okay, so basically this is all I do with the preset, the information here. Now you can also create a preset here, which I usually do from here. You can do it from here or from the planner screen, but I'm going to go ahead and do it from here. And here you just right click and say I want LRGB, and once that's done I can start selecting the filters LRGB, and you can see they kind of defaulted here based on what I did down below. The only one I'm going to change here to luminous is, instead of binning, I'm going to make it binning 1 by 1, because with LRGB generally the idea is you bin the color and you unbin the luminous, mainly when you have a longer focal length. When you have a wide field telescope or short focal length, most people just go binning 1. So I'm going to click update, and we're done with that. Okay, so here's Planner, and there's our preset. I'm going to set up just 2 objects here, just to keep things simple. You right click in here and say I want to add a new target, and we're just going to pick M66. Now if you type M66 without a space there, it's not going to find it. So you need to actually put a space here, and and then once you select that, you just say I'm going to pull it from the Deep Sky catalog lookup. What ACP will do is it will find M66, and it will actually pull the RA index that ACP needs to move the telescope. If you want to confirm what you've done is correct, you can say search the names. And if I put M66 here and click search, you can see it didn't find it. That's because did you put a space there? Okay, well, that's what we need to do. So search, and there it is. One more thing, I shoot the Sharpless catalog, and I have a website, sharplesscatalog.com, and basically if you want to put in a Sharpless catalog, Sharpless catalogs by catalog is usually SH2-101, for example. What you would need to do is actually put a space here and put it in this exact format. Then when it searches, it should actually find it. If you put SH2-101 without any spacing, you won't find it. So, okay, so we're good to go here. And then there's our first object. And for this object, I'm just going to give it a luminous and put 12 images here. And then click update to update time. So it's 2 hours and 9 minutes, and then 9 minutes is because of that time that I set with how long it takes to download an image and so much. And you can set a repeat above set. These are actually set numbers, so if you put like 3 here, you'd have 3 sets. This option here is what I do at the very end of the observatory. It's kind of a safety net because it allows you to park and shut down everything. Now the nice thing about ACP is when a plan is done, tracking's turned off, so your telescope's always safe. But I've just got in the habit of shutting down. So the next object I'm going to go ahead and enter is I'm going to use Megastar here. So let's go to Megastar for a second. So here's Megastar. Like I said, it's pretty much a sky catalog like the Sky or SkyX. But Megastar's got a little bit better definition of nebula structures, galaxies, things like that. The other thing is the cataloging here is just unbelievable. So if I come into DSOs and go to catalog filter, look at all these catalogs. This is ridiculous. This is just amazing. It's completely endless. And you can filter how you want to set these. So the other thing is I'm going to go ahead and turn on the option to show everything, and you'll see how flooded we get here. So this is a mass. This is quite a bit here. If we zoom in on here, you'll actually see another reason I like Megastar. Look at how it draws the lines for the nebula. It's kind of nice, really. It kind of gives you an idea of what you'll see in the frame. And of course you can see there's millions of objects here, right? Another product that was popular in the 90s is something called deep sky plates, and they were essentially a small version of the Palomar Sky survey plates. They came on 18 CD-ROMs. It's about 10 gig. But if I continue zooming in here, and the one we're focusing on is NGC 896, if I right click in here and say display real sky, see, now I actually get a picture of what that nebula looks like. Now the Sky kind of does this too, but it doesn't quite do it, from what I've experienced, as nicely as you see here. So now I'm ready to frame my object. How do I want to actually frame it? And this is where it comes in important. If you tell it to go to NGC 9, if you go, excuse me, if I type NGC 896 in Planner, ACP will go to NGC 896 and center it. Okay, let me just center a little bit here. Okay, I can right here and pick CCD frame. Okay, now I may actually want to frame it here for whatever reason. Okay, maybe I'm more interested in this part of the nebula than what you would normally do, right? Okay, so I'm going to frame it here, and once it's framed, you just push the space key. You can see in the middle of that little crosshair, that is actually the RA index on the upper left area of the screen. So right in here, you can see 2 hours 26 minutes, 61 degrees. If I click anywhere in Megastar, you'll see these numbers just changing around like that. And if I click near an object, then it'll pop up that window that we just saw. Like if I click the star here, this is a guide star catalog star. So if I want to actually frame it perfectly like this, I would just click in the center here. And of course this pops up, as you can see. But I can just, let's just say I want to put here, these are the coordinates I want to enter for ACP Planner. So I'll come back to Planner, and I'm ready to enter a new object. Okay, I'm going to call NGC 896, and I'm going to put in the RA index. And the RA index I'm going to put in here is 02 26 47.0 and plus 62 08 04. Now the reason this works is because since Megastar was a 1990s application, guess what? All the RA index are J2000 coordinates. This is really nice. So I can use Megastar to frame exactly what I want. And you can do this with a SkyX, but as you can see there's a number of features in Megastar that really make it nice. I can go ahead and click OK here. Okay, on this one I'm going to go ahead and apply the RGB set, and now we're good to go here. So that's kind of a little bit about Megastar. It's a lot more details than that. I mean, it has all kinds of information in here, as you can see. And there's this database utility that allows you to list criterias to filter on, and it gives you a whole list of what you want to do. So enough about that. Okay, so we're about pretty much ready to go through ACP Planner, and I'm ready to save this. So under File, Save As, and I usually name the files what I'm going to do it for the night as a general start. You can put a comment here, but I usually do not. And click No. Okay, so here we go. Here's my plan for the night. Now there's and you can see there's the autofocus and how you're going to do it every 40 minutes. And here we're going to autofocus before this next. Here's the RA index. So it's one thing I love about ACP is using Notepad to make a plan file. Notepad is extremely easy, and you'll find that over time you'll just use Notepad to create a plan. I'm going to come up over to the website here. This is the ACP website, and there's a link here called Reference Guide. Now, Reference Guide has all kinds of information, but what I'm after is these things called directives. Okay, so here's a list of all the directives, and there's quite a number of them here. But the one we're interested in is the one that deals with wait until, right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and then if you scroll down here a little bit, you'll actually get to something called wait until, and you can see the format: wait until this number and a time. Well, that number is actually the set number. So if you were using sets, you would actually put that set, like I want to wait until for set number 1. If there is no set numbers, you can I've been putting 0. But it looks like in the help you can actually put 1. And then the time here is in universal time. So okay, so like I said, this is very useful information. So I'm going to go ahead and modify the plan here, and simply type it in there. So I put a pound, of course, wait until 0, which is all sets, and then the time, and I want this to start at 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. I live in Arizona. 9 p.m. would be 04 o'clock Universal Time. So ACP now will wait until 9 p.m. before starting this plan, and that's useful because I work at Kid Peak. There's lots of times I have to be up there before sunset. Okay, the other thing I'll do is I'll put right before the shutdown something to have it quit. There's another directive, quit at, and I want my plan to quit at 4 a.m. So that would be 11 o'clock. And if I could type, quit. If I could type there, quit at. So at 4 o'clock, regardless what is being imaged, ACP, after that exposure is done, will abort the entire plan and execute everything. It will execute my shutdown. So this is pretty much what I end up doing. One last thing I tend to do is, just like airlines do, they overbook their flights. I will actually select and copy. I did a Control-C to copy it, and then Control-V will paste, and then I might NGC 7000, and I'm going to make this Hydroid Alpha image and 600 seconds. And I'm going to do 12 of those. Now, my plan currently runs longer than nighttime does, but I know that at 4 a.m. it's going to shut down, so it might get maybe through 5 or 6 of these before it finally shuts down. I've just been in the habit that if something goes wrong in one object, then it might get aborted, and I don't want to lose the rest of the night. Now, the way ACP works is a little different than what I was used to with the other application I was using before. So maybe this overbooking is not necessary, but I'm just old habit, I guess. I tend to put more in there than there is for it to do for the night, because I know for a fact that at 4 a.m. it's going to shut down. You'll find that it's extremely easy to modify and manipulate these plan files. You just have to be careful. So for example, if I put a red here and tried to save and run this, I would get an error because there are 2 elements here, and on these other few lines here there's only 1 element. So we need to put what do we want to do on these guys. So that's important, and you'll find out real fast. There's a compiler. It will compile a plan prior to that. Matter of fact, when you install ACP Planner, there's a ACP Plan Checker icon, and all you have to do is drag the plan over to this icon, and it compiles and does a check on your plan. So it's kind of nice. So now this one's all ready to go. And one more comment I'm going to make, and then we're done with this demonstration, is let me go ahead and open up another plan file. And basically my plan, I use the same plan file every single night, and it's called Night Run. And I've just gotten to the point where I just go into Night Run and I go ahead and modify my plan and do what I want to do for the night, because I just go ahead and copy it. I just keep repeating this. So as you can see, I focus every 45 minutes, and right now this is commented out because the last time I ran this plan I didn't need to wait. But see, I would just uncomment that, and then if, for example, if I had to stop my plan during the night and I needed to rerun it for whatever reason, I can just go in here and put comments in here like that. Very easy to do. What's very important is ACP, when it runs and completes a plan, it puts these 2 lines in here. And if you tried to run this plan again with these lines in here, it would not work. it would just start and end. So you need to delete those out of there and save it. Well, that's pretty much all I had to talk about. So enjoy the day.